Today I'm going to be doing a porchetta, and this is for Christmas. This is going to be a little bit different from things I've done in the past. It's the first time, it's an experiment, and because it's Christmas lunch, crikey, I hope it works out. So what I have here is a porchetta. Now you can make the porchetta obviously yourself. I've been lazy this year and I've bought it pre-made from my butcher. So this is an organic grain-fed porchetta. He's already seasoned it and rolled it for me. It's quite big, almost coming in at 4 kilograms. So you can see it's quite large there. If I put my hand next to it, you can see how high it is. It is a big, thick porchetta. It's been rolled nicely, seasoned with all the various things that you'd put in a porchetta. And I got this from an artisan butcher in Sydney. It's fat covered all over, which means we're going to get a nice layer of skin all around. And what I'm going to do today, something really different. I am going to put it in a sous vide. So I've got my tub here set up with my water. I've got a sous vide machine here, and I'm going to sous vide this for 24 hours. It's now 7 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to let this go for 24 hours till tomorrow. And I think I'm going to sous vide this at around 65 degrees Celsius. Then when it's sous vide tomorrow, I'm going to take it out of this wrapper. And so long as we don't have any bushfire warnings in Sydney, which means they put a fire ban on when we have bushfires. If there's no fire ban, I'm then going to take it out of the wrapper and I'm going to roast it up to get that skin nice and crackling and it gets some flavour on the outside in the wood fire oven. If we have fire bans tomorrow, because it's been quite bad, the weather in Sydney of late as far as heat and fire bans and fires go. If we do have fire bans, we might have to resort to roasting this up in the oven, or perhaps using a blowtorch or a heat gun to get the skin crackling. Hopefully we don't have to do it the old-fashioned way, and we can use the wood fire oven or even the Weber with charcoal to get that flavour on the outside. So we're going to get this in the sous vide machine and we'll come back later, probably tomorrow after it's been sous vide, and see what it looks like. So I've been given this Anova sous vide machine to try out from a friend. I've downloaded the app that controls it. Very simple to download the app, and it connected really easily to my Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. I'm now filling up the tub with water from the sink, and I've put a baking rack down in the bottom of the tub to keep the roast pork or the porchetta off the bottom, and so that water will circulate underneath and all around. Fill this up, and then we'll get the pork in there. All right, here we go. Pork is going in. Okay. All right, that's sitting in there nicely. Now going to go back to the app, set the temperatures, start cooking, and put the lid on this thing. Hope this thing bloody works. It's a $200 bloody porchetta in there. It better not stuff up. Alrighty, the pork is in and the sous vide machine is running. The app is really simple to use, no brainer. Set the temperature, set the time, which I've put for 25 hours. Because then after 25 hours, which will be about 8:30 tomorrow morning, I intend on taking it out, letting it sit for a little bit and dry the skin out as much as I can. And then maybe for about an hour, if we're lucky enough, get it in that wood fire oven, or not even half an hour, 20 minutes, however long it takes just to crisp that skin up if all goes well, and then we should be ready for lunch after it's sat and rested nicely. So the machine, the Anova sous vide machine's working quite well. It's super quiet, little hum, not much at all. Set it at 65 degrees, we'll see how that goes. It's in there with a tub of water, doing its little thing. I can see the temperature has gone up a little bit already. The water when I put in there was lukewarm from the tap, was about 44.5 degrees. It's now showing about 46.9, 47 now in only a couple of minutes. and let's see how she goes. So here she is, it's a couple hours in, just having a quick look around, and you can see that it's starting to get a little bit redder in colour. The sous vide machine seems to be doing its job. So here we are, we're at 24 hours. The sous vide machine has kept it going at 65 degrees perfectly. We're now going to take it out. We're going to slice the corner of the bag and keep all the juices which are in there. We'll see if we can make a sauce out of those later. And we'll get the pork out. We're going to clean up the skin, let it dry out for a couple hours, and then we'll try roast it up, get that skin nice and crackling. All right, we're out of the machine. Look, definitely doesn't look pretty at this stage, but that's why now we need to clean it up and get it nice and golden on the outside, get that skin to crisp up. Now you can see how much juice is here. There is lots. We don't want to waste or lose any of that, so we're going to collect all of that into a bowl, and then after we'll try and make a jus out of that. Okay, so today thankfully in Sydney we have a cloudy day and it's cool. It's cooled down a lot, so the bushfires are still going, but they've subsided a lot, but the total fire ban that we had is off, so we're able to light the wood fire oven to crisp up this porchetta. Now let's have a little look at how the skin's going. It's been in here for about 10-12 minutes so far. Let's have a look. Oh my god, look at that. That is just amazing. That is an absolute piece of art. Look at that puppy. She is gorgeous. I'm going to leave this in here for just a couple more minutes, try and get this crisped up. Then I'm going to roll it over, try and get the bottom crisped up a bit. Okay, a couple more minutes in the wood fire oven. Let's have a look now at how she looks. I'm just going to drag this out so you can see what it looks like now after about, it's probably been now, 18, almost 20 minutes that it's been roasting up. So you can see it's got a little bit darker, but she's absolutely beautiful and golden. That colour is amazing. It keeps on getting better and better with every minute that it sits in there, with the radiant heat from the top of the oven and also from the coals. The colour's amazing and the skin's looking fabulous. Okay, so we're been in there about another 5 minutes. I've tilted it up on its side so that the bottom of the porchetta can get some colour and dry out a little bit and maybe get a bit of crispiness, but it's better than having that sort of wet, mushy underside. I think I'm going to pull this out now for another look and see how she's going. Before we do, I'm going to roll it back down onto her belly so that she doesn't tip back that way when I pull it out. Last thing I want is it to tip onto the floor of the oven. Let's have a look. Go down this way. There we are, pull her out. Let's have a look. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that colour. That is just sensational. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to spin it around this way, because this way's getting a little bit darker than the other side, as you can see, but it's still beautiful. No problem at all. And we're going to do maybe just a couple more minutes around this side. Get a bit more heat on each side. Sorry about the bad photography work there as I drop the camera or lower it as I'm pushing in and out, but I'm more worried about not burning myself than maybe making the best video in the world. But there we go, that's looking sensational. I reckon just 2 minutes, 3 minutes more in there, and then I'm going to pull her out and let her sit. It's almost 10 a.m. in the morning now. We'll be eating this at about 12:30. So I'm going to let it sit for a couple of hours. I mean, porchetta normally is served, room temperature. It's not necessarily cold nor hot. And people who want it hot can put some pan drippings, which I'm going to make a jus out of shortly. Don't know if any of you like porchetta. So that's Christmas lunch today. A little bit early, but one perfectly roasted porchetta. So here we are, literally 3-4 minutes after I've taken it out of the oven, brought it inside. we have the skin all crispy all over. Beautiful colour, ready, golden, couple of little black spots, but that's nothing. Can't get it 100%, but I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, the proof is now going to be when we eat it in a couple of hours and see how she looks and tastes. Here's all the juices from the pan. I've had that in the fridge, or all the juices from the sous vide, sorry. I've had that in the fridge, stiffening up. Now I'm scraping all the oil off the top, and then I'll boil it up with some seasonings and make a jus. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to prepare the jus. I've had all the juices from the sous vide bag in here, and in this pan. It's been in the fridge solidifying, and then I've scraped off the top with a couple of spoons all the oil. So you can see there's quite a bit of oil that's solidified and come off top. So this way the jus will be a lot richer and nicer without the oil and the fat in there. Get rid of all of that. You can see on the top there now it's there's nothing left if I scrape it, because it's gone to a jelly. You see there's really not much left on the spoon. It's coming off quite easily like this. Okay, it's time to carve. Here's what she looks like inside. She's still pink and juicy, very meaty. It looks fantastic. It's slicing up beautifully. It's got gorgeous colours in there from all the herbs and the spices that have been put in there. Very, very pink. And it's so soft and tender. It's just slicing through beautifully. And it's time to eat. This thing is absolutely succulent, juicy, full of flavour, and my fork is just pulling it apart. That 24 hours of sous vide, sitting and then roasting up, and then a couple hours resting before eating, and it's just soft as anything, and the fork just goes right through it. So I'm going to call this success. It is absolutely beautiful, tasted fantastic, colour is perfect, the skin is as crispy as you could ever want it. So I'm saying that doing a pork belly sous vide and then roasting it up in the wood fire oven afterwards is definitely the way to go. Give it a shot. This worked out absolutely perfectly, and it was the best Christmas lunch ever.